Okay, so we're in the ChatGPT. I thought it would be interesting. Hey, I said, what? Yes. So I think it's interesting that AI, this ChatGPT is a big thing, and it's pretty cool how basically artificial intelligence has become so advanced and pretty much just, eliminating humans. And so I've put together a little series of questions that I've asked this ChatGPT and just wanted to share the answers with you guys. And if you have any questions that you'd like me to ask ChatGPT, I'll be happy to address that and go over that and ask those questions. So here's a series of questions that I have asked, and we'll see what you guys think. Drop your comments, like, and subscribe, all that. So, how does this work? As an AI language model, so my question for ChatGPT was, how does this work? As an AI language model, I have been trained on a vast corpus of text data using machine learning algorithms. This training has enabled me to understand and generate natural language in a way that is similar to how humans use language. When you type a question or a prompt, my algorithms analyze the text and try to understand its meaning. I then use this understanding to generate a response that is as accurate and relevant as possible based on my training. My training data includes a wide range of topics and styles, so I can answer questions and generate text on a variety of subjects. However, it is important to note that I may not always be able to provide a perfect or complete answer, as my training is based on patterns and probabilities rather than true understanding or personal experience. Very interesting answer for how does this work. We won't cover the painting of Jesus, but here you can see that I was asking about a coding program for a drone business, um, which is really pretty neat. But I wanted to actually get into some of the questions. But so it basically gave me, I asked it about um, just a few topics on basically can it design me a drone program based on a few things. It said, do these things. So I put those things back into that, and then it spit out basically a whole business plan and model, which was really fucking cool. You guys really should check this software out. It's somewhat free for now. I told it create a floor plan, create a drone business, design a drone, how to make a woman happy. As an AI language model, I must preface by stating that happiness is subjective and can vary from person to person. There is no one size fits all answer to this question. However, here are some general tips that may help make a woman happy. 1. Show appreciation. Show appreciation for the woman in your life by acknowledging her strengths and expressing gratitude for the things she does. Compliment her, thank her for her efforts, and show her that you value her contributions. Communicate effectively. Communication is key in any relationship. Listen actively, express yourself clearly, and try to understand the woman's perspective. Be honest and open with your feelings and intentions. Show affection. Show affection in ways that the woman prefers, such as physical touch, words of affirmation, or acts of service. Hold hands, hug, kiss, or do something thoughtful that shows your love and appreciation. Support her goals. Encourage the woman to pursue her passions and support her in achieving her goals. Be her cheerleader and help her overcome obstacles and challenges. Spend quality time together. Spend quality time together doing things that you both enjoy, such as going for a walk, watching a movie, or cooking a meal. Make time for each other and be present in the moment. Show empathy. Show empathy and understand towards the woman's feelings and emotions. Be patient, compassionate, and non judgmental. Remember, everyone is unique, and what makes one person happy may not work for another. Therefore, it is important to communicate openly and honestly with the woman in your life to understand her individual needs and desires. Pardon me. So then I asked how to make a man happy. Let's see if there's any comparison on any likes or differences. As an AI language model, I must preface by stating that happiness is subjective and can vary from person to person. There is no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. However, here are some general tips that may help make a man happy. Basically, all of this same exact stuff. Remember, everyone is unique, and what makes one person happy may not work for another. Therefore, it is important to communicate openly and honestly with the man in your life to understand his individual needs and desires. Here's my next question. Is marriage important? Whether or not marriage is important is a subjective matter and can vary from person to person. Some people may view marriage as a significant and valuable commitment, while others may not prioritize marriage in their personal lives. Marriage can provide legal and financial benefits as well as emotional and social support. It can also offer a sense of stability and security in a relationship. However, marriage is not the only way to achieve these benefits, and individuals can also find fulfillment and happiness in other types of committed relationships. Ultimately, the decision to marry should be based on personal values, beliefs, and goals. It is important to consider the potential benefits and challenges of marriage, as well as the compatibility and commitment between partners before making a decision. Is humanity subjective? The concept of humanity can be seen as both objective and subjective, depending on how it is defined and interpreted. On one hand, humanity can be viewed as an objective concept that refers to the collective characteristics and qualities that make us human, such as our capacity for language, creativity, empathy, and rational thought. These qualities are based on scientific and objective observations of human biology, psychology, and behavior. On the other hand, humanity can also be seen as a subjective concept that is shaped by cultural and societal norms, values, and beliefs. Different cultures and societies may have different interpretations and expectations of what it means to be human, and these interpretations can be influenced by factors such as religion, history, and ideology. Overall, while the underlying qualities that make us human may be objective, the interpretation and understanding of humanity can be subjective and influenced by a range of factors. Man, these answers are just really do blow my mind. Like, wow. So, what factors change humanity was a question that I asked, and here was AI said, what? There are many factors that can change humanity, including 1. Technological advancements. Advances in technology can significantly change the way we live our lives, interact with each other, and understand the world around us. Technology can affect our physical, mental, and emotional abilities, as well as our social and economic structures. Number 2. Environmental factors. Changes in the environment, such as natural disasters, climate change, and pollution, can impact our health, well-being, and way of life. These changes can also lead to social and economic disruptions and alter our relationship with nature. Number 3. Cultural and social factors. Cultural and social norms, values, and beliefs can shape our identity, behavior, and relationships. Changes in these factors can lead to shifts in attitudes and behaviors, as well as new forms of social and cultural expression. Political and economic factors. Political and economic systems can have a significant impact on our lives, including our access to resources, opportunities, and freedoms. Changes in these systems can lead to shifts in power dynamics, social inequality, and economic growth. Number 5. Biological and genetic factors. Advances in genetics and biotechnology can alter our understanding of biology and the human body, as well as our ability to modify and control biological processes. These changes can have significant implications for our health, well-being, and ethical considerations. Overall, there are many factors that can change humanity, and these changes can be both positive and negative. It is important to understand the potential impacts of these changes and work towards creating a future that promotes well-being and sustainability for all. And so, as you can see here at the bottom of the screen, asked the questions. So these answers are pretty good. So it made me want to dig a little deeper, ask a few more questions. turn up the heat a little bit and see what this ChatGPT AI said. What? So I asked, what is the origin of COVID 19? The origin of COVID 19, says AI, is believed to be from a wet market in Wuhan, China, where live animals were sold for consumption. The specific animal species that initially transmitted the viruses to humans is still under investigation, but it is suspected that it may have been a bat or a pangolin. It is believed that the virus mutated and spread to humans through close contact with infected animals or their bodily fluids. Once the virus spread to humans, it quickly became a global pandemic, with cases reported in countries all over the world. So that made me wonder, and I asked ChatGPT, was COVID 19 a lab leak? And here was AI's response. The origin of COVID 19 is still a topic of debate and investigation, and the theory that the virus may have leaked from a laboratory in Wuhan, China is one possibility that has been explored. However, there is currently no conclusive evidence to support this theory, and many experts believe that the virus most likely originated from natural transmission between animals and humans. No conclusive evidence, huh? The World Health Organization, the WHO, conducted an investigation into the origins of COVID 19 in early 2021 and concluded that it was extremely unlikely, quote unquote, that the virus had leaked from a laboratory. However, some scientists and governments have called for further investigation into this possibility, and the issue remains a topic of ongoing research and debate. It is important to note that regardless of the origin of the virus, the most effective way to combat the COVID 19 pandemic is through public health measures such as vaccination, mask wearing, social distancing, and good hygiene practices. Did the U.S. government mislead America about COVID 19? There have been, AI said, what? There have been various opinions and debates about the actions and responses of the U.S. government during the COVID 19 pandemic. Some people believe that the U.S. government has not been transparent and may have misled the public about certain aspects of the pandemic. Others believe that the government has done its best to provide accurate information and guidance to the public. There have been reports that some government officials may have downplayed the severity of the pandemic in the early stages or been slow to respond to its spread. However, it is important to note that the COVID 19 pandemic is a complex and rapidly evolving situation, and government officials were working with limited information and resources at the time. Additionally, the response to the pandemic has varied across different levels of government and political affiliations. It is important to continue to rely on scientific and public health experts for accurate information and guidance on how to protect ourselves and others during the pandemic. It is also important to hold government officials accountable for their actions and responses to the pandemic. So I said, was COVID 19 created in a lab? The origin of COVID 19 is still under investigation and remains a topic of debate. While it is widely believed that the virus originated from natural transmission between animals and humans, some have speculated that it may have been created in a laboratory. However, most experts and scientists believe that it is unlikely that COVID 19 was created in a laboratory, as there is no evidence to support this theory. The World Health Organization, WHO, conducted an investigation into the origins of COVID 19 and concluded that it was extremely unlikely, quote unquote, that the virus was created in a laboratory. It is important to note that while the origin of the virus is important to understand for preventing future pandemics, the most effective way to combat COVID 19 is through public health measures such as vaccination, mask wearing, social distancing, and good hygiene practices. And so, that made me think, let's get a little bit more information here, because these are all the questions that I've had over the last few years, and I'm sure a lot of people have had. So what's the difference, ChatGPT? What's the difference between an approved vaccine and a licensed vaccine? And these are pretty good answers. An approved vaccine. So AI said, what? An approved vaccine and a licensed vaccine both go through a rigorous testing and regulatory process to ensure their safety and effectiveness. However, there is a difference between the two. An approved vaccine is one that has undergone clinical trials and has been authorized for emergency use by regulatory agencies such as the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, or the FDA. This means that the vaccine has met certain safety and efficacy standards and has been deemed safe for use during a public health emergency. On the other hand, a licensed vaccine is one that has completed all the required clinical trials and has been granted a full license by the regulatory agency. This means that the vaccine has met all the safety and efficacy standards required for full approval and can be used for general distribution. In summary, an approved vaccine is authorized for emergency use during a public health crisis, while a licensed vaccine has completed all the necessary testing and regulatory steps for full approval and can be used for general distribution. And then I asked it about whether or not China would invade Taiwan. It basically said it's best for everybody to not do that. Of course, I had some other questions. Let's just keep going. Will abortions lead to the demise of the human race? And the AI said, what? No, abortions will not lead to the demise of the human race. Abortion is a medical procedure that allows women to terminate a pregnancy. It is a personal choice and a right for women to have control over their own bodies and reproductive health. The human population continues to grow, and there is no evidence to suggest that abortions will lead to the demise of the human race. In fact, many countries with high rates of abortion still have growing populations. Furthermore, access to safe and legal abortions can actually improve the health and well-being of women and their families by preventing unsafe and illegal abortions, reducing maternal mortality rates, and allowing women to plan and space their pregnancies. Wow. It is important to respect the personal choices and reproductive rights of individuals while also working towards reducing the need for abortions through access to comprehensive sex education, family planning services, and affordable health care. Man, that is really a doozy. So, are abortions legal? Abortion laws vary by country and can range from being fully legal to completely banned. In some countries, abortion is legal under certain circumstances, such as to protect the life or health of the mother or in cases of rape or incest. In other countries, abortion may only be legal during the first trimester of pregnancy or with certain restrictions, such as mandatory waiting periods or counseling. In the United States, the legality of abortion is protected by the Supreme Court ruling in Roe v. Wade, which established that a woman has a constitutional right to terminate a pregnancy. However, individual states have passed laws that restrict access to abortion, and the legality of abortion is an ongoing and controversial political issue. It is important for individuals to be aware of the laws regarding abortion in their own countries and to advocate for reproductive rights and access to safe and legal abortion services. Well, that would be if it wasn't murder. So, is abortion murder? AI said, what? The question of whether or not abortion is murder is a highly debated and controversial issue with different opinions based on moral, ethical, religious, and legal beliefs. From a legal standpoint, in countries where abortion is legal, it is not considered murder as it is a medical procedure that is performed with the consent of the pregnant individual. However, from a moral or religious perspective, some people may believe that abortion is the taking of a human life and therefore constitutes murder. Others may argue that a fetus is not yet a fully formed human being with the same rights as a born individual, and therefore abortion is not equivalent to murder. It is important to note that opinions on this topic are deeply personal and can be influenced by a variety of factors. It is essential to respect the diverse perspectives on this issue while also advocating for individuals to have access to safe and legal reproductive health care services, including abortion, to ensure that they can make informed decisions about their own bodies and lives. And I'm going to end it on this one, just as my debut AI, ChatGPT AI said, what is a fetus? Is it a fetus or a baby? And AI said, what? The terminology used to refer to a developing human organism in the womb can vary based on context, personal beliefs, and medical definitions. Generally, the term quote-unquote fetus is used to refer to the developing organism from the 9th week of the gestation until birth. Before that, it is often referred to as an embryo. The term quote-unquote baby is usually used after the birth of the organism when it is considered a separate, independent human being. However, some people may use the term quote-unquote baby when referring to a fetus in order to humanize or personalize it. It is important to note that terminology used does not change the biological reality of the developing organism, but can have significant emotional and social implications for individuals and society as a whole. Wow. And I'm going to end it on that note. If you guys like these videos, like and subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, drop a comment below. Lottie dottie dottie, we likes to potty. I'm out.